I'm Nic Harcourt, and we're here with Thor Steingraber from the Soraya, and we're going to talk about their 25-26 season. Great to see you again.
Hey, Nick. Always glad to be back and always glad to roll out a new season.
Yeah, I mean, the work that goes into these obviously is a ton, and so by the time you get ready to start the shows, you must be so excited.
Well, some of these things we've been working on for a couple of years, right?
Wow. First show is going to be a West Coast premiere. Tell us a little bit about your premiere show.
Yeah, our opening weekend in September, everyone knows Fiddler on the Roof, but if you were paying close attention before the pandemic, Fiddler on the Roof sort of had a really unique comeback in New York, which is it was performed in Yiddish. Yiddish would have been the language that these characters spoke in the early 20th century. And of course, there are still people who grew up in Yiddish households, right? So the idea of performing Fiddler in this really authentic way was a huge success in New York. It just kept on extending and extending, transferring to bigger and bigger theaters, and then the pandemic shut it down. So we never got to see Fiddler in Yiddish on the West Coast.
Right.
So we're bringing it to the West Coast for the first time with Joel Grey directing it, which is, there is no greater Broadway royalty than Joel Grey. And the original Broadway cast is going to be in the Soraya. We're doing it in a concert version. Now we're bringing truckloads of sets and costumes, but we're bringing the essence of this thing with the original cast.
It's happening Saturday, September 13th, and then again the next day on Sunday, the 14th. And I'm just wondering, when I think about the film, Fiddler on the Roof, because I never saw the Broadway production that became the movie. Obviously, it's in Yiddish this time, but what else is different?
Look, Fiddler on the Roof is entertaining. It still is entertaining. But it's also, there's a lot of true history to Fiddler. It's a very serious piece about the plight of the Jewish people of Eastern Europe in the early 20th century. And so what really this production does is underline that this is also a historic piece. And we're going to do it the same, we're going to bring those same qualities to it in our version here.
All right, so Fiddler on the Roof premieres for the West Coast. Directed by Joel Grey, and it's happening at the Soraya on Saturday and Sunday, September 13th and 14th.
Yep, opening weekend.